shorts felt like a test of her nerves. You followed Jungkook everywhere, down long marble halls, through meeting rooms filled with armed men, into the trembling garden where his men practiced shooting. Everyone stopped when they saw him beside him. Some looked curious, others terrified. No one dared to ask questions. Jungkook's reputation was enough to silence everyone. He ignored their stares and continued speaking to his men in that calm, commanding tone. Every now and then he'll glance at you, not to check on her, but it as if reminding her she belonged to there, not to him. At one point, when she tried to step back, Jungkook's voice stopped her. "Don't wander off," he said softly. "Do remind her what happened last time you tried that." His tone was casual, but the message behind it made her shiver. He noticed her reaction and smiled, dark, mocking, amused. "You really do listen better than you are scared," he murmured. By noon, you hadn't come once. She was tired and hungry and emotionally drained. Jungkook, on the other hand, looked relaxed, as if this was all a game to him. They sat in the office for lunch. He worked on his laptop while Yu sat quietly beside him, unsure what to do. The silence was heavy until Jungkook suddenly spoke. "Pour me some water." She quickly obeyed, her hand shaking as she lifted the jug. A few drops spilled onto the table. Jungkook raised an eyebrow. "Careful," and he said, "My patient is not endless." "Sorry," she whispered. He leaned back in his chair, eyes still locked on her. "Do you always tremble like this? Or is it just me?" You look away, her cheeks burn. Jungkook giggled, quietly cute. The word made her chest tighten. It was not the kind of compliment that made her feel safe. It felt more like he was playing with her, enjoying every reaction. When he stood to leave, he came close enough that she could feel the warmth of his. He bent slightly, his lips near her ear. "Stay close, sweetheart. You will not want me to chase you again." By evening, the mansion glowed with soft golden lights. You had barely eaten all day. She just wanted to hide her in her room, but Jungkook had other plans. The command was simple, but his tone made it sound like something far more serious. In the dining hall, Jungkook sat at the head of the long table, his gaze fixed on her. You served the dishes carefully, trying not to spill or drop something. She could feel his eyes following every move. "Pour the wine," he said lazily. She did as told. Her finger brushed the edge of the plate's glass. She could feel his eyes there. "To look at me when you speak," Jungkook said when she muttered an apology for spilling a drop. Her eyes hesitated but finally met his. His expression was calm, but his eyes burned with something she couldn't name. "Good girl," he murmured. The words were soft but heavy. They made her heart beat faster for reasons she didn't understand. He ate slowly, occasionally gave her more small tasks. "Move this plate, pour some water, bring another dish." Each command was casual, yet everyone made her more nervous. At one point, when she reached forward to take his plate, his hand brushed hers. She froze instantly. Jungkook smiled. "You flinch every time he said softly. "You think I will hurt you?" You didn't answer. Jungkook tilted his head slightly, still watching her. "Maybe I already am," he whispered. Then he leaned back in the seat, smirked at the shocked expression. When dinner was over, Jungkook stood up. "Follow me," he said. You hesitated for a second, but one look from him was enough. She followed. They walked through the long corridor, the sound of their footsteps echoing. The mansion felt colder at night, shadows scratching along the walls. Jungkook didn't say a word. He didn't need to. His silence was heavier than any threat expression. "Unreadable, tell me," he said quietly. "Do you still want to run?" Her throat felt dry. No. His smile friendly, that same dark mocking smile that made her heart twisted in fear and confusion. Good, he said, because I am not done with you yet. The words sent chills down her spine, but there was also something else, something strange and unexplainable, that made her heart edge instead of just fear. Jungkook turned back towards the window, hands in his pockets. Go back to your new room, he said finally, his words low. More. Tomorrow your punishment continues. You quietly left the hall, her heart still racing. She didn't know what scared her more, the punishment itself or the way her heart had started to react every time he looked at her. Only the sight of snow hitting the window filled the night, soft, steady, like whisper of something inevitable. You sat on the edge of the bed, body trembling, hands clenched together. Her chest rose and fell rapidly. The day had drained her, but fear had done most of the work. Every movement beside Jungkook felt like walking on ice, fragile, unstable. One wrong move and she could shatter, or worse, fall completely into him. But it was not his order on his reputation that terrified her. It was him, the way his eyes seemed to pierce right through her, reading every hidden thought she tried to bury. She thought the punishment was over. Then the door cracked open. Jungkook leaned in the doorway, dark and commanding, black shirt glazing slightly from a bath, hair damp and glistering under the golden glow behind him. You body stiffened. I thought I know what I said, Jungkook interrupted smoothly, his voice low, almost velvety, but carrying that sharp edge that made her skin shiver. But I changed my mind. He stepped inside, closing the door slowly, letting the lock click with deliberate precision. The sound made you just bitch. You are shaking again, he murmured, his voice softer, now almost tender, as he walked closer. Did I tell you to be scared? You couldn't respond. Her throat felt locked with trapped. Jungkook stopped in front of her, close enough that the heat from his brush hurts. His eyes zoomed over the trembling from unreadable, calculating. Then his lips curved slightly. You cry so easily, he said, tone teasing. You threatened with something intimate, almost possessive, and it's beautiful. Her eyes widened, unsure if she should be embarrassed or terrified. His gaze didn't soften, but it was different, magnetic, drawing her in. He reached out, lifting her chin slightly with two fingers, forcing her to meet his gaze. Look at me, he demanded, quiet but firm. You breathed hitch, and for the first time fear mingled with something else, something confusing, something that stirred deep inside her. Sit, he said, gesturing to the couch near the fireplace. You bed immediately, knees trembling. Jungkook walked to the cabinet, poured a glass of water, and set it carefully on the table before her. Every motion was deliberate, every glance calculated, but there was a softness in the small gesture. You have been running all day, he murmured, trying. You hesitated, then took the glass. Their fingers brushed it a fraction of a second, but enough to send an electric thrill through her. She looked away quickly, cheeks burning. Jungkook didn't pull back. He stayed observing, a faint, annoying smirk playing on his lips. You think I enjoy scaring you, he said, voice smooth and teasing. She began, but cut off effortlessly. Maybe I do, he murmured, leaning slightly closer, his tone soft but intimate. Or maybe I like seeing the truth on you. The fear that strips every mask you wear, it intoxicating. You just tightened. She hated how truthful he was, how right. Fear left her exhausted, trembling, yet in his presence she couldn't look away. The firelight danced across his face, golden and shadowed, and Jungkook moved closer, even a step deliberate. "Why did you run?" he asked softly. "Because I was scared," you whispered, voice breaking. "Scared of me?" His gaze darkened, dangerous yet threatened with desire. She stayed silent. Her body was spent, fear, exhaustion, and something else she didn't want to name had left her drained. A tear slipped down her cheeks before she could stop it. Jungkook noticed slowly, almost lazily. He crouched in front of her, his presence overwhelming and intimate, and yet here you are still standing. You blinked, trying to blink away the tear. Her voice catched in her throat. "You shouldn't cry," he murmured, voice dropping low, softer yet threatened with a dangerous seduction. "Not then. I am here, not like this." Her knees gave a little, and he caught her by the waist, instantly strong, firm, possessive, but not harsh, just steady. He whispered, voice flapping around her like silk. "It's all right. You are safe with me." You let herself fall against him. Exhaustion, fear, and the weight of the day pressed down, and Jungkook didn't let her go. He held her close around her trembling form, brushing to the top of her hair. "You are mine tonight," he murmured, low and intoxicating. "Every fear, every tear, I will leave it. Only let me hold you." She burned her face against his, silent, sobbing, escaping, and he pressed to her ear, soft but possessive, like claiming her completely. "Sleep now," he whispered, voice deep and hypnotic. "Tomorrow we face together, everything together, but tonight just stay here with me." He lifted her gently, guided her to lay down beside him. The warmth of his steady rise and fall of his, and the slow, deliberate strange in his hands, it intoxicating yet safe. "Close your eyes," he murmured, trailing a hand down her arm. "I will be here always. Don't fight it. You let yourself rest. Let me take care of you." Your tears finally slow at exhaustion take over. Fear, she nestled against him, and for the first time the icy tension of the day melted away under the warmth of his presence. Jungkook smiled friendly, brushing a stray hair from her face. "Sleep well, my angel," he murmured, voice low, dangerous, and seductively tender, "and dream of me." The snow continued to fall outside, quietly and steady. Inside, all the existed was the heat between the dangerous, intoxicating, and utterly consuming. You walked through the quiet halls of the mansion, holding a tray with tea. She almost smiled with a maid approached her softly, trying to help carry some extra cups. Before the maid could speak, Jungkook appeared from the shadow, his dark eyes landed on the maid, instantly sharp and cold. "You," he said, voice low and dangerous. "Leave now." The maid froze, bowing quickly before disappearing without a word. "You heart thumped painfully. Why?" You asked softly, her voice trembling. He stepped closer, the calm control in his movement making her shiver. "Why?" "Because no one cuts near you without my permission. Do you understand?" You hesitated, but she just trying to help. She didn't mean anything. Jungkook's expression hardened, his voice dropped lower, firm and commanding. "It doesn't matter what she meant. She came closer to you. That's enough. Anyone who looks at you, talks to you, or even thinks about you will leave immediately." You slowed, feeling her chest tighten, even if it's just a maid, especially if it's a maid. He replied, his tone sharp, almost teasing. "Do you think I didn't notice everything? Every smile, every glance? I noticed, and I don't like it. You belong to me, only me." Her fingers trembled as she set down the tray, used a much twisted. "I don't understand." You shouldn't understand, he said, voice low, almost a crawl. You just obey. That's your job. That's your place. Stop asking questions. You thinking too much, you are mine, and that's enough. You looked down, feeling frustrated and trapped. She wanted to cry, but it's so unfair. Why do you do this? Jungkook clipped scarf into her fan, merciless smile. Unfair maybe, but I don't care about fair. I care about control. He moved closer just enough for her to feel the heat of his presence. No maid, no servant, no one gets near you. No, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. You will look at no one but me. You will speak to no one but me. Do you understand? You nodded silently, just threatened fear and confusion tangled in her mind. That's better, he said. She flinched slightly at the brush of his hand near her. Jungkook noticed and smiled. Darkly amused, yes, tremble. Be careful, it suits you.